Let me ask you a question and be honest with me. Do you know the difference between a conference, a trade show, and a summit? Did you know that not knowing the difference or the value of each one of these events can definitely affect your sales funnels, your marketing goals, and even your pilots and partnerships? My name is Jessica Couch. I'm a fashion and technology expert, and I go to conferences, summits, and trade shows so that you don't have to. And I was talking to one of my clients about how to maximize their time at an upcoming trade show, and I realized they really didn't understand the difference between conferences, trade shows, and summits. A part of Fashion Technology 101 is educating you exactly on everything that will affect fashion technology. And if that's your business area, then you need to absolutely pay attention so that you can have the right strategy for every event that you enter. So first, a conference is an education first event. So you'll have keynotes, panels, you'll have breakout sessions. You'll have exhibitors on the floor at some of the bigger conferences. And the goal is to learn from the perspective of companies who are winning in the space. It's open to professionals at multiple levels. You don't have to be a buyer or an exhibitor. That's more of a trade show. And then they're great for thought leadership. They're also great for building your credibility if you're speaking at a conference, and also for understanding where the industry conversation is headed. Now, this is where larger brands, again, flex their wins and successes. That is a conference always worth going to. A trade show is different. A trade show is a commerce first event. It's built around the show floor where brands exhibit products to buyers, retailers, and also press. Deals get written there, samples get reviewed, and orders get placed. So if you're a fashion tech founder, a trade show is where you can watch buying behavior in real time. It's also where you can meet the operators who are actively looking for tools to enhance their business. Now, trade shows are going to consolidate brands in a way that conferences or even summits cannot do. Now, a summit is a little different. I just attended the Fashionology Summit, and summits are normally invitation only. It's a smaller room, senior people, closed door conversations and roundtables. And the goal isn't so much of a keynote, it's alignment and depth of knowledge. So a summit is really based on what's going on in the industry, and you'll hear panel after panel and pieces of education to help you understand a niche, and it's smaller than a conference. Now, every year I release a list of top conferences, trade shows, and summits to attend. So you can go on luxorandfinch.com and find that. But let's move on to why the conversation around what's the difference between a conference, a summit, and a trade show is so important. We have the Magic Project Sourcing and Coterie coming up in August and September. Now, for fashion technology solution providers, being around brands and the decision makers of these brands seems like a no-brainer, but after talking to a lot of fashion technology companies, trade shows are not on their radar. So let me explain to you the upcoming trade shows so that you can have a plan around how you can capitalize. Project is positioning as a leading marketplace for contemporary men and gender fluid fashion. So think about brands, buyers, and industry leaders. They're coming together around e-commerce, DTC, and all of these different trends. Now, this takes place on the West Coast during Magic. Coterie is the East Coast platform for women's contemporary apparel, footwear, and accessories. And it leans hard into community, sustainability, and innovation. And if you've been to Coterie before, you understand what type of brands are there that show up. Magic has been here for a while. Magic has a reputation for bringing the entire industry ecosystem together. Now, Magic is Informer's large-scale marketplace for trend-driven and young contemporary fashion, spanning value to mass market price points. So this is where you see volume buying, trend responsiveness, and of course, merchandising efficiency at scale. Plus, a lot of new brands come to Magic to debut and make relationships with retailers. So it's a great place to be. Sourcing is a different animal entirely. It's North America's leading in-person fashion resource that's connecting manufacturers, tech providers, sustainable innovators, buyers, and sourcing professionals. So if you're building in the supply chain, production, compliance, materials, or B2B marketplace, sourcing is a place that you want to have access to and that you want to show up at. So why does this matter? A lot of fashion technology solution providers are overly relying on traditional methods of marketing. So yes, I get email marketing and LinkedIn campaigns and ad campaigns, and doing all that spreads awareness. But if you're really trying to convert customers, you have to show up to where these brands and retailers are so that they know about you, they have some touch points with you, and they want to learn more. Now, conferences, again, are great places to exhibit when it's about knowledge sharing. And as I've said before, the people that show up to conferences are mainly the same people every year. They're passionate about certain industries, but they may not always be the people enthusiastic about getting your product actually signed on, which is fine. But there are exhibitors at conferences, so sometimes it is great for business. But another great tool for businesses, another great tool for fashion technology companies are absolutely trade shows. Because yes, you have brands of all sizes and you have their operators, sometimes their owners, sometimes the people that have to make the decisions are all there. So having not only a presence, but a method for how you're going to work the sales floor, for how you're going to work the exhibit floor at a trade show is super important. It should be part of your marketing strategy, and you should allot funds and resources to go there. Now, a word of advice at trade shows, the benefit, because there's so many brands, you can get a list of those brands, qualify them, figure out who's best for you, figure out where they will be on that floor, and then bring a team that's about that action that can go to these brands, give them something that's memorable, and get them into your sales funnel. Now, this is some advice that I'm giving you because Informa Markets is building the Business Solution Center where we will be inviting brands there to learn about the offerings. So think about it more like workshops and informationals, badge in, get what you need and go, but you'll have access to over 32,000 attendees and 2,500 brands. So if it's not on your radar now, I suggest you figure out how to get there in both August for Magic, Sourcing, and Project, and then September for Coterie. For more information, certainly reach out to me. Now, if you're already in our fashion technology directory, surprise, the directory is going to be a part of the event so that people can receive access to the directory not only during the event, but afterwards. So we will be expanding the directory to that audience of amazing brands and retailers. So if you want to be a part of that, I suggest you get into our directory. Otherwise, stay tuned for more information and hopefully see you in August and even September.